When values clash, how to stay close despite generational gaps. An opening note of reflection. Hello, I'm Ordinary People, your online neighbor and fellow retiree. If you seek quiet light for each new day, subscribe now. Join our gentle circle of stories and small comforts. Today I invite you to sit with me for a moment, maybe with a warm cup of tea or coffee in your hands, and reflect on something many of us feel but rarely talk about: the silent distance we sometimes feel from our children and grandchildren. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, the world today is so different, or kids these days just don't see things the way we did? Maybe you felt misunderstood or even invisible when conversations turned to family, work, or life. That feeling of being out of sync with the younger generations is real, and you are not alone. It's a quiet ache, a subtle disconnect that can weigh on the heart. But what if I told you this isn't a sign of failure or loss? What if it's an invitation, an opportunity to discover a new kind of connection, one that transcends differences and builds bridges instead of walls? Let's explore this together. The awakening moment. In the next 10 minutes, we'll journey through a warm, reflective conversation about one of the most common emotional challenges retirees face: navigating the differences in values between generations. Retirement is not just about leaving the job behind. It is about stepping into a new chapter where the world around us keeps changing, sometimes faster than we can keep up. And often, that change shows up most clearly in our relationship family. Today, you'll learn insights from leading experts like Dr. Robert Waldinger, Dr. Lavra Karstensen, and others who have studied human connection, aging, and meaning. More importantly, I'll share practical, heart-centered strategies to help you bridge the gap with your loved ones, to listen deeply, find shared meaning, and build connections in ways that feel authentic and fulfilling. This is about reclaiming your role, not as a judge or critic, but as a wise, loving bridge builder. Let's begin this journey of connection and hope. The awakening of curiosity. Decades of research remind us that the quality of our relationships is the single strongest predictor of happiness and health in later life. Dr. Robert J. Waldinger, who leads the Harvard study of adult development, the longest study on human happiness ever conducted, found that it is not wealth, status, or even physical health that matters most. It's the warmth, depth, and authenticity of our connections. But here's the challenge. As generations shift, so do values, beliefs, and ways of communicating. What once felt like common ground can suddenly feel like distant terrain. Dr. Lavra Karstensen, a pioneer in the science of aging, highlights that as we grow older, our social goals shift from broad networks to deeper, more meaningful connections. Yet, when the younger generation's values seem unfamiliar or even conflicting, this can create emotional tension. Dr. Ken Deichtwald, a leading psychologist on aging, reminds us that retirees face a paradox: the desire to pass on wisdom while adapting to a world that often feels foreign. So how do we navigate this? How do we hold on to our values without becoming rigid gatekeepers? How do we honor the new while preserving the old? The answer lies in embracing a new role, not as the keeper of dogma, but as a mentor of connection, empathy, and understanding. This shift is not just a nice idea, it's supported by science. Studies show that retirees who engage in intergenerational dialogue with openness and curiosity experience greater emotional well-being and a stronger sense of purpose. It's a journey from "you don't understand me" to "let me try to understand you." Insight 1. Practice listening, not correcting. One of the most powerful tools we have is the art of listening, not just hearing, but truly listening without the urge to correct or fix. Dr. Lavra Karstensen teaches us that later life is a time for deepening relationships through presence and empathy, not just advice giving. When we listen with openness, we invite connection. When we correct, we often build walls. Imagine this. Your grandchild is telling you about their latest passion or struggle. Instead of jumping in with, "When I was your age, I did it this way," pause, breathe. Try saying, "That's interesting. Tell me more about how you see it." Or, I'd love to understand what that means to you. This simple shift opens the door to dialogue rather than debate. It's not about agreeing or disagreeing. It's about showing that you care enough to understand. In practice, when your children or grandchildren speak, listen fully. Resist the urge to compare or correct. Use phrases that invite sharing rather than shutting down. This approach fosters trust and shows that your love is unconditional, not contingent on agreement. As Dr. Nancy Schlossberg, an expert on transitions, says, adapting to retirement means embracing new roles like becoming a compassionate listener rather than the family authority. Listening deeply is an act of love that builds bridges where words alone cannot. Insight 2. Focus on shared values, not differences. At first glance, values between generations might seem worlds apart. But if we look closely, the roots often intertwine. Dr. Ken Deichtwald reminds us that while the expression of values changes, the core desires remain: to be loved, respected, and to live a meaningful life. Instead of focusing on what separates us, try to discover the common ground beneath the surface. For example, both you and your grandchildren may value kindness, hard work, or family togetherness, just expressed differently. One practical way to do this is through shared projects. Maybe planting a garden together, creating a family video, or writing stories about your family history. These activities become more than tasks. They become vessels for passing on values in a joyful, engaging way. When you say, "Grandpa believes in kindness because it helped him through tough times," what do you think about that? You invite dialogue rather than dictate rules. This approach transforms values from rigid commandments into living legacies that evolve with each generation. This transcends just theory research shows that retirees who engage in meaningful activities with younger family members report higher life satisfaction and feel more connected. By focusing on shared values, you nurture bonds that can withstand the inevitable differences in opinion or lifestyle. Insight 3. Enter their world. Don't expect them to enter ours. One of the most touching ways to bridge generational gaps is to step into the world of the younger generation, even if it feels unfamiliar or strange. This is a radical act of love, choosing to understand before being understood. Ask your grandchildren about their favorite music, TV shows, or apps. Watch a show they love or play a game they enjoy. Dr. Nancy Schlossberg emphasizes that retirement is a time to adapt roles, from leader or authority figure to companion and learner. By entering their world, you show respect for their experiences and create moments of genuine connection. You might laugh together, learn something new, or simply enjoy shared time without judgment. This doesn't mean abandoning your values or pretending to be someone you're not. It means showing curiosity and openness. For instance, what's that song you like? Can you play it for me? Or how does this app work? Can you show me? These small acts build bridges of understanding and trust. Science supports this. Intergenerational engagement reduces feelings of loneliness and increases emotional well-being for retirees. It's a beautiful exchange where both generations teach and learn from each other. Insight 4. Cultivate patience and compassion with yourself and others. Navigating generational differences can be frustrating and sometimes painful. It's important to cultivate patience not just with others, but with yourself. Dr. Becca Levy's research on aging shows that how we view ourselves in later life deeply affects our mental and physical health. Holding on to frustration or self-judgment can harm both connection and well-being. Instead, practice compassion. Recognize that change is hard for everyone. Your children and grandchildren are also figuring things out in their own way. When tensions rise, pause and breathe. Remind yourself that relationships are a lifelong work in progress. Try to replace thoughts like, "They don't respect me," with, "They see the world differently, and that's okay." This mindset shift helps reduce conflict and open space for empathy. Dr. Mo Wang, a leading psychologist, suggests that retirees who practice self-compassion and compassion toward others experience less stress, and more fulfilling social connections. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. Many retirees share these feelings and challenges. By being gentle with yourself, you model resilience and kindness qualities that ripple through your family relationships. Insight 5. Create new rituals and traditions together. Another way to bridge generational divides is by creating new rituals or traditions that everyone can share and enjoy. Dr. Richard Leider, author of The Power of Purpose, reminds us that purpose often comes from connection and contribution. New traditions can be simple: a weekly phone call, a shared meal, a storytelling night, or a family walk. These rituals become anchors that hold relationships steady through change. Invite your family to co-create these traditions so everyone feels ownership and joy. For example, you might start a family gratitude jar where everyone writes something they appreciate each week, or a memory box where stories and photos are collected. These shared experiences build a sense of belonging and continuity. Research shows that retirees who actively create and participate in family rituals report higher happiness and stronger family bonds. New traditions honor both the past and the present, weaving together old values and new expressions of love. The final light. Let's take a moment to dive a bit deeper into the science behind these connections. Dr. Robert Waldinger's Harvard study reveals that the brain remains remarkably plastic throughout life, meaning we can continue to learn, adapt, and form new meaningful relationships well into retirement. Dr. Lavra Karstensen's socio-emotional selectivity theory explains that as we age, we become more selective about our social interactions, prioritizing emotionally meaningful connections. This means retirees have a natural inclination to deepen relationships that matter, even if it requires effort to bridge gaps. Furthermore, Dr. Becca Levy's studies on age stereotypes show that positive views of aging enhance cognitive function and emotional health, while negative stereotypes can undermine our ability to connect. This underscores the importance of embracing a mindset of growth, openness, and positivity. Dr. Nancy Schlossberg's transition theory highlights that retirement is a major life transition, requiring adaptation not just in external roles, but in internal identity. Successfully navigating this transition involves finding new sources of meaning and connection. Science confirms what our hearts often know intuitively. Meaningful connection is both a balm and a beacon during life's transitions. The good news? We are wired for connection, and it's never too late to build bridges. From knowing to becoming, as we come to the close of our time together, I want to remind you of the power you hold. You are not defined by differences or distance. You are defined by your willingness to reach out, to listen, and to love across generations. Remember the words of Dr. Richard Leider: the greatest legacy we can leave for the next generation is not perfect values, but the courage to stay in relationship even when we disagree. This courage is what transforms disconnect into connection, frustration into understanding, and silence into conversation. You have the wisdom, the heart, and the resilience to be the bridge your family needs. So take a deep breath, hold on to hope, and know that your journey of connection is a gift not just for your family, but for yourself. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Until the next reflection before we part, I want to leave you with a question to carry with you. What if the differences you see in your family are not barriers, but doorways? Doorways to new understanding, new stories, and new love. I invite you to take one small step this week. Reach out to a family member with curiosity. Listen without judgment. Share a story from your life. Try a new ritual, or simply ask about their world. And notice what happens, not just in them, but in you. If you find this message meaningful, please share it with a friend or family member who might benefit. Together, we can create communities where retirees feel valued, connected, and empowered to navigate the beautiful complexity of family life after retirement. I'm Ordinary People, your neighbor and companion on this journey. Remember, connection is our greatest legacy. Let's keep building bridges one conversation at a time. Thank you, and until next time, take good care of yourself and your loved ones. If this gentle reflection touched your heart, please subscribe, share your story below, and join our weekly circle. Receive a free reflection guide, warm emails, steady companionship, and invitations to gentle live conversations that brighten quiet mornings and hopeful evenings.